we don't even need to go very far from us sending money from the United States government. We can just have police forces across the United States sending extra gear into Ukraine. The United States police have so much extra gear, according to Vice News, that they're sending it to Ukraine. Police departments around the United States are donating tactical gear to Ukraine, whose annual defense budget is smaller than the New York Police Department's.
What extra gear? Where has this been kept?
When I was on Fox, we used this is something that I Tucker and I totally agreed on this because I can't stand the massive military budget. I can't stand it. I think it's disgusting, and one of the things that Tucker really couldn't stand also was the militarization of our police forces in the United States. So why does a small town police force in Maine need an armored Humvee? Yeah, like for what? For the 4th of July festival that could go wrong? These are the types of, they have all sorts of decommissioned, not even decommissioned, leftover military equipment that they then use and they funnel to these police departments. And what's brilliant about this strategy is that now it gives them another opportunity, these defense contractors, another opportunity to make all kinds of money. In fact, I have a really interesting take on this, if I can pull it up here on the screen, which is from, she's an anti-imperialist. She says, we literally saw this with defense contractors, dumping weapons, aid to allies, right? We're just going to give it to you. And then what happens is when we dump it to our allies, we then replace them ASAP to artificially create a wartime economy. So we're basically saying we're going to dump all of this equipment to our allies, but we need to now order new stuff. That's exactly what happens.
In the case of Afghanistan, we just left it for whoever.
Yeah, but now we need new stuff, right? So we're going to leave it, and now Al-Qaeda, or now the Taliban is the second or third most armed group in the world. And now, because we left all that stuff there, we need new stuff. We need to order new stuff. So that's why our military budget is now over $800 billion.
I mean, I get it. I like to have new things too. Everybody does.
And your armored Humvee that you bought last year is out of fashion.
I need a new one.
It's out of fashion.
I can't just drive around in an old Humvee. And
you need a blue one.
In fact, I want to say it was in the fall, we put a story in the newsletter about how 15% of guns that are in police and military control are missing, right? That the United States has so many that we have a logistical problem, a supply chain problem, keeping track of them. And a lot of them end up like Mexico, Colombia, gun cartels, because they just, part of this story goes is maybe there's like a low paid police officer who maybe leaves an old gun somewhere for some kind of money drop, and then that gun goes missing and he doesn't have to do it. He just can get a replacement from whoever his employer is or her employer. And sometimes that is how it goes. Sometimes they're just legitimately lost in conflict. No one goes back for them. But I mean, the United States is a country with so many guns that we cannot even keep track of them.
Philadelphia, a few days ago, a 12-year-old was shot by police, 12-year-old, because he had a gun with a laser sight on it. I mean, this is what's happening in the United States of America. Police took down a 12-year-old. His name is TJ. He had a nickname. He had a gun with a laser sight on it.
What does that mean? Like a
tactical,
like a real gun.
Yeah, this is America. Maybe instead that police department in Philadelphia, they could have donated these, all of their extra laser sighted weapons that they get, and they can donate those to Ukraine as well.
But what's going to happen there? Those are going to get into skilled hands. Those are going to get into the hands of people who will use them responsibly. We think civilians won't be harmed by dumping guns into one location.
No, it's always better when you have a lot of guns and a lot of missiles in a place. I mean, things always turn out better.
That sounds safe.
We see that in Afghanistan, right?
Sure.
Afghanistan.
So it's kind of an aside, but related to that. But I found a subreddit yesterday called Farmers Stealing Tanks. And it's like an entire subreddit of videos of because there's these Russian tanks keep getting stuck in the mud in Ukraine. And farmers will come out with their tractors, and basically Ukraine has said, if you capture a tank, it's yours. And so you have these farmers that are literally going out and just dragging tanks out of the mud and taking them home. So
it's a finders keepers.
Yeah, in fact, there's tanks showing up on eBay because people are capturing these tanks and they're putting them up on eBay for sale now.
Yeah, I saw one yesterday where a guy had found an abandoned surface-to-air missile launcher, like a giant truck. It looks like a tank, but it's got this giant missile pack on it. And it's just abandoned. He's like, well, I guess this is mine now. So it's like it's like that gun issue, but like what happens when suddenly like the world is flooded with just ordinary citizens running around with tanks?
Wow.
Yeah. If you like this content, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, we have a membership program. For the price of a cup of coffee once a month, you can support independent journalism just by going to morninginvest.com/join.
You get access to exclusive videos, plus the ability to join and chat with us live. We really appreciate your subscription, and you are supporting independent journalism.